Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Brenner. We're the odds couple from sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com. This is the college basketball odds couple show for Tuesday, December 6th. Mike Brenner, the bowlines came out last night. We've got our fantasy stuff doing today, so I have not been able to look at this card at all, but I believe you have a few picks, and we have a special call-in guest, Jeff from BMOCwins.com, of course, who's done a ton of college football games with us over the years, and today, Tuesday, December 6th, he's going to give us some college basketball picks.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what Big Man's got, and let's throw the record up.
Let's throw the record up, Mike Brenner. I'm actually my record in this show hasn't. We shoot the show very early, but you know what? I'm starting to pick it up.
I know
college basketball totals right now.
I tweeted that out.
I'm top 100 at covers right now. But it's a very long season, so I'm creeping up.
Getting that momentum, Pistol Pete. Look out.
All right, Jeff from BMOCwins.com. You're there. You've had a chance to look at this card.
I have. I've broken it down.
All right, how many picks do you have for us?
I just have two.
Just two. All right. Let's start with him. Let's start with his first pick, okay?
Yeah, let's get in there.
Jeff from BMOCwins.com. There's about 30 games on the card tonight. What do you have for us?
First game, I'm going to look at a regional matchup, guys. I'm going to look at I'm going to grab Northeastern +5 against Harvard. I seem to focus on these smaller schools as I do in football, but Northeastern, these two schools separated by a mile or two, I believe. You just have to cross the Charles River and you're into Harvard. This is going to be a big matchup in this town of Boston tonight. Northeastern should be fired up for the game. They're actually playing pretty well. They've went on the road and beat UConn. I know they've had some questionable losses lately, but this Harvard team, they haven't really been able to figure this out all year. I mean, they've kind of been challenged as far as lineups are concerned. They don't really know what they've been doing. They haven't shot the ball particularly well either, just shooting at 41% on the year. And the problem here is, guys, Harvard doesn't cover as a favorite. I mean, they're 4-11 in their last 15 as a favorite. Northeastern's covered 5 in a row as a favorite. They're going to be up for this matchup. They're going to be excited. And they've shot the ball well, 46%. I expect them to be able to score points in this game. I think this one comes down to the wire, as most of these regional kind of city matchups do. I know in the Philadelphia area, we have the 5 schools that battle it out. This one should be very similar. I just don't see the cohesion so far from Harvard that we're seem to be used to. And Harvard wasn't good last year. So far, they haven't looked good this year either. I'm going to take Northeastern as an underdog here. They're led by the best player in the court, T.J. Williams. I think they get the job done tonight.
Okay, Northeastern +5 sounds convincing to me, Mike Brenner.
I like that breakdown, and I love hearing that Philly accent, buddy. And, there's one of those LaSalle Nova games going on tonight. But, no, Big Man broke that down well. Harvard is not the same team we saw 2-3 years ago. All right, and I don't know what happened with recruiting or what, but they're 2-4. They're struggling, and just like Big Man said, Northeastern's going to be up for this. So this is a big rival in that town. I like the breakdown.
Okay, Mike Brenner, why don't you hit us with how many picks do you have for us, Mike
I
Brenner?
have a total of 4 picks.
4? Okay, why don't you hit us with 2?
Okay, well, I'm hitting you right here with Villanova, baby. I'm going first half against LaSalle.
Okay.
All right, they buried this team by 29 last year. They're ranked number 1 right now. Jay Wright is not going to let them overlook. They're going to take this game serious. They're at home. I think they jump out early and often and grab the advantage. So it's -9.5 at 5
still
dimes.
9.5, -110.
And I love that. So that's my first one.
Okay, and what's the second one?
I'm going to hit you with another one. I'm going with Duke on the first half, -3.5 against Florida. Now, Florida's a good defensive team, but they have struggled so much with consistent offense. I think Duke, who's number 5, knows they should have played well in a couple other games. This is where they're going to separate themselves. I think they're really – it wouldn't surprise me if they win the whole game outright, but first half, -3.5.
Okay, it's going to be 3.5 -115.
Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
Jeff from BMOCwins.com, hit us with your second pick.
By the way, Mike, I love that Villanova pick. They've been taking care of business in the city.
Yes.
I like Chattanooga tonight, baby.
Okay.
I like the Mocs.
Okay.
-11 against Marshall. This Marshall team, guys, they're one of these teams that run and gun, loot and shoot type of teams. They give up a ton of points at the defensive end. Give up 111 this year to Ohio State. Guys, Chattanooga, look out for this team in the Southern Conference. They are really good. They've challenged themselves early on. They've been really efficient from the floor. 46 points percent shooting, 77 a game, and at home, they're even better at 53%. This Marshall team, their goal really is to shoot a ton of threes, get out in transition. The problem with that is Chattanooga shuts down the three-point line, defends you in the half court, makes you beat them in the half court. Not Marshall and Mike D'Antoni's game. It's just, or Dan D'Antoni, I'm sorry. It's just not a good matchup for Marshall against an Omaha or a team like that. They can get out and run; they're going to be just fine. But a team like this, Chattanooga, really shuts down in the half court. It's going to be a tough matchup. And Chattanooga, guys, they faced some good teams. They faced North Carolina. They beat in Tennessee. They have a kid down low, Justin Toyu, 4 blocks a game,
Jesus.
15 points per game. He's a monster. I don't see anyone from Marshall. Marshall very guard-oriented. They don't really have a guy that can match up well. He should have a field day down low. And I look at this, Peter, last night, Omaha, Iowa State. Omaha is very similar to Marshall, going into a tough atmosphere. They got blown out. I could see the same thing happening to Marshall here. They don't play defense. I mean, they're giving up over 85 points a game. Just not really what I want to. I'm not looking to back here. Chattanooga playing well at home. They should win this by 20 plus, to be honest.
Okay,
Yeah,
Chattanooga minus 11.
I like that breakdown because those D'Antoni brothers, all right, the coaches, they don't know how to play defense. And when they get a defensive team that comes up against them, it just literally throws them for a loop. I like that breakdown.
Okay, Mike Brenner, 2 more picks from you.
Yep, real quick to knock it out. I'm going with Illinois tonight versus IUPU, all right? They had a tough loss at Florida State, and then they bounced back, beat North Carolina State, and then Saturday they pounded a good VCU team, 64-46. I think the advantage here, Illinois is going to roll from that momentum. First half, minus 6.5. I love that call right there.
Okay, and what is your second play?
It's going to be my fourth play and last one is a 3-team teaser, and I'm knocking them out in college hoops. And we'll get to the numbers later, but I'm using Illinois, Duke, and Villanova, baby.
All right,
6-point teaser.
And that Illinois is 6.5 minus 115 on the first half, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
All right, some nice picks from Mike Brenner and Jeff from BMOCwins.com for college basketball Tuesday, December 6th. Good show, guys. Good luck to both of you, and we'll be back, I think, tomorrow for the Wednesday card.
We will. Thanks, Jeff.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.